Good evening, everyone. Welcome on back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping on by. When I went like that, my back just cracked, just for no reason. Absolutely no reason. Unfortunately, that's my weakness. I'm sure I have many others, but a back is my current bad weakness. My wife always says I got to strengthen my back now, and she's not wrong. I'm trying. I'm trying. But it do be popping. Today, we're going to be listening to Masada Aleph. This is an album by John Zorn. We've really sampled a little bit of Naked City. And I mean, it was a while ago, just a long time ago. We sampled it because I've always heard of John Zorn. I just never checked out his music before that. But we're checking this out. We're listening to the track Tahah off of this album, Masada Aleph, which was released in 1994. We're giving this a listen because this was suggested and sponsored by Mike. Mike, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you for the support as well. Truly appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up on YouTube because I was unable to find it on Spotify. So let me get it up. It started as soon as I maximized it. Here, let's try that again. Here we go. I like a good start. I love a great start. Great drumming. The drummer sounds like he's setting himself up for a solo. Great vocals. Love how they hit this melody. Drummer always comes back. Conversation. This is good. This makes my stomach hurt. Bass coming in hard out of orbit. Let me look at the time. 3 minutes. drummer was setting himself up. Man. Man, do I love when we get a good song, a good track like that, a good piece of music. That was brilliant. That was so unique. And I love how, like, I don't know a lot about John Zorn, but I know that, you know, he can be very experimental. He can shift genres. He's kind of like, who's the guy from, who's the vocalist, Epic, Faith No More? Mike, whatever his name is. You know who I'm talking about. He's like that Mike Patton. He's like Mike Patton, but when it comes to like the sax and his instrumentation, the genres he switches back and forth from. This was a really great like jazz piece that felt classic, but edged in some capacity, in some ways, towards experimentation, but never crossing into some unattainable, abstract, hard to understand kind of place. It kept it right before that line, and that kept things interesting and catchy. The melody, that main motif, that is great. I love that. Obviously Zorn on the sax, but you also have Dave Douglas on the trumpet, and these two guys on the horns, on the brass, are great together. I love the little conversation that you had in there. That it was like they were just blurting out quick words, quick phrases to each other. And I love how they had this little conversation amongst this cool piece of jazz. The bass, Greg Cohen, fantastic, inspirational, keeping a kind of standard jazzy playing, right? But like flowing amazingly in these veins of experimentation from the rest of the band. Because even though it plays in a very kind of classic jazz way, it stretches those wings. And not towards a fusion kind of way, but it kind of gives it a little bit more of a... I wouldn't go as far to say dissonance, but there's something like that hinted at from some of the lines from the horns. And so I really like how the bass always kept things together and just was brilliant the whole way throughout. However, if you're coming to me and you ask me, JP, what was the standout to you in this track? I have to say Joey Barron on the drums. I would like to see what else Joey Barron has been involved in, because his drumming was out of this world. Best known for working with Bill Frisell and John Zorn, okay? He has, of course, his own discography here. He's worked with many a person. John Scofield, Laurie Anderson, okay. David Bowie on his album Outside. We haven't covered that one. And many, 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 many others. I like how busy his drumming was. His drumming was not in the pocket. No, 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 no. His drumming was very clearly, very, very, very clearly out of pocket. It's out here. I know my shirt and pants don't match. I don't worry about the bottom. I just worry about the top. His drumming's way out here. There's no pocket he's playing in. He is constantly a busybody when it comes to the drums. And it works so well in this particular case. In the mood that the band's creating, he is always heating something up. He's always providing something different, something incredibly interesting. And he is extremely listenable. And I love how for most of the duration of this track, because of the way that he's drumming, it feels like he's constantly working towards a solo. He's constantly building up towards a moment where he can just fly straight off. And I'm not disappointed that we do. And what I also really like is how economic that solo is. It comes in, it plays a few measures, it's fun, there's some heaviness into it, and then we smooth ourselves right back over like butter into the ba-da-da, ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. I think his drumming was sensational. Where was that moment that I wanted to mention? That's why I had to move my mouse on it. Let me pull you guys back up here. Because it was around 3 minutes. This was such a cool moment. It was right, started about here. See how the bass comes right back in there? Such a cool moment, man. I'm tapping my foot. I think that is sensational, man. I think that is a great track. This was really cool. This feels like a super group together here. That was great. That was a really, really great suggestion. Enjoyed that a lot. Let me know what you guys thought. Down below, Mike, great suggestion. Really enjoyed that a lot. If it was on Spotify, I would toss that onto my playlist. I'm doing a quick look right now just to see once again if it was, but unfortunately, it's not. Man, unfortunate, but that's a really great track. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here. Sorry, I was off looking to see if I could find it here. Have a great one, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.